Good afternoon, Kanaya, and good afternoon, everybody.
Shall we start, sir?
Yeah, we can. It's already 4. Yeah, we should start.
Okay, so let me start the talk today, sir. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So thank you, everyone, for joining this beautiful afternoon today. My name is Kanaya, and I have been associated with ICOFP from last 10 years. Just to give you a glimpse of who we are and what ICOFP is, in 2002, International College of Financial Planning was established by Bajaj Capital Limited to offer super specialized education in finance. ICOFP is pioneer in financial planning education and first institute who brought the CFP education in India. In the last 2 decades, ICOFP has been received several awards and accolades. ICOFP has been the Best Education Brand 2017 by Economic Times, Outstanding Business School 2011 award by Star News, India's Leading Business School 2010 by Dun & Bradstreet, Best Finance College 2009 by Business Sphere magazine, second best finance college in the country by India Today, India's Best Finance College 2019 by Economic Times. So, besides this, we have over 12,000 strong alumni network, 35 plus certified and well-qualified faculty members, 58 years of legacy from Bajaj Capital, highest passing rate in CFP examination, and so on. So coming back to our today's talk, we are going to talk today on your career in finance, picking what is right for you. So there are a couple of famous, we can say famous certification for those who want to build a career in accounting and finance. Just like CFP certification, Certified Financial Planner. So you practice and work in the area of personal finance, financial planning, wealth management, estate planning, personal tax planning, etc. Once you go for a CFP certification, you work in such kind of areas. For CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst certification, you work in the corporate finance, portfolio management, equity research, and so on. A chartered accountant, very hard nut to crack and take a loss of patience. With CA, you primarily deal with accounting and audit work. Company secretary, you work in the company like a merger, demerger, amalgamation. So everything related to a company, todna, jodna, banana is done by a CS. CMA is CMA and CPA. These two register is will explain you better. Let me thank you, Rajesh sir, for choosing this topic and decoding the career opportunities within it. Rajesh sir is the director and CEO of ICOFP and associate chartered accountant from ACCA London, certified financial planner from Financial Planning Standard Board USA, and an alumnus of prestigious institute MDI Gurgaon, a seasoned professional, worked with companies, has 20 years of experience in financial domain, has worked with biggest financial companies like ICICI, HDFC, IFCI, and he has been a successful fintech entrepreneur as well. Besides this, he's a great person and I love working with him. Rajesh sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, Kanaya, for this lovely introduction and setting up the context. Am I audible properly, Kanaya?
Yes, sir, loud and clear, very loud and clear.
Okay. Please also confirm if my slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So once again, a very good afternoon, everybody. I am Rajesh Kumar Singh, the host for today evening for you. And I have been assigned the task to kind of bring clarity, do a quick short comparison among these popular courses, popular certifications, popular programs in finance. Generally, what happens, people who want to build a career in finance or who are already working in the finance related areas often get confused and kind of they keep hearing every other person doing CA or every other person doing CFP or CMA or CA. So kind of they have an overburden of all these jargons, all these terms. So we are going to take it as an opportunity to bring a clarity for you that what would be the appropriate uh, program, appropriate path according to your career goals. So that's what this talk is going to be. So let's begin. Kanaya has already introduced me, so I bring close to 2 decades now, almost 22 years now, is what I have spent in the financial world, and have had the pleasure to work with some of the top companies in the financial space. I happen to come from a CA background, an MBA finance, and a CFP background. So that way, all these certifications that I'm going to talk about, I have had the experience of, and I mean, doing it myself or working very closely with the people in my team or my colleagues who have done these certifications to have complete in-depth experience of how the career progression happens in these programs. The topic, as we mentioned, is what we're going to talk today is finding the right path. But hang on, I am not going to talk about the right path. I would be talking about appropriate path, because all the paths that I am talking today are right ones. So I cannot say that CA is not right or CFP is not right. Having done both of these certifications myself, I cannot say what is right and what is wrong. I would say what is appropriate. Okay, so somebody has a different career goal, a different aspiration, a different plan. So for him, maybe CA would be the right programs, and whereas somebody else having a completely different set of career goals, maybe CFA or CFP or CMA, those programs will be right. So that's what I am going to do. I'll try to help you conclude what is appropriate for you. So while I do that, let me give a disclaimer that when we try and discover what is appropriate for you, what is most important is first to understand who you are. Okay, so when I say who you are, let's say you are an IFA, you are an MFD, you are a financial advisor, you are a financial planner, you are working in the BFSI domain, right? That may be the case, or you are an MBA finance, or you are a graduate, or you are an undergraduate. So one, knowing who you are, what are your capabilities, how much time can you invest in studying? Can you spare out 1 hour a day, or can you spare out 10 hours a day, right? So it's also about how much time and efforts you want to invest back. What are your career goals? What do you actually want to do 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line? What do you want to do? If you are already into business, financial business, or you are working somewhere, how do you see your growth happening, your business growth, or maybe your professional growth happening, right? And finally, what specialty you want to get in. Finance is a very broad term. Accounting is completely different. Personal finance is completely different. Corporate finance is completely different. Public finance is completely different. So these are all completely distinct and different things. You have to find a niche, what specialty you want to get into, right? So for example, if you want to get into the world of investments, managing investments, you want to be an investment expert. So then your path would be completely different. Okay. Or let's say you want to build your expertise in accounting, then your path would be completely different. Okay. So let me, before I jump on to the programs, the detailing and all other stuff, you would have, I mean, when Kanaya was also saying, he mentioned this word that CA, when he talked about the program, he said it's a tough one to crack. But the point that I want to make it is, if you can dream it, you can do it. Nothing is so difficult, whether it is CA or CMA or CFA or CFP, whatever. If you can dream it, if it is appropriate for you. Now imagine you can spare out 1 hour a day and you want to do CA. Can you do it? 99.99% you cannot do it, because it will require more efforts, more time from you, right? So that's what my point is. And now let's quickly begin on and look at all the programs that we said that we will be talking today. So first thing first, the most popular one, which probably all of us have heard of, CA, Chartered Accountant, right? So who is a CA? You may believe, or for if you do not know CA curriculum per se with a lot of detail, you may for a moment believe that a CA is a finance expert. But ladies and gentlemen, let me clarify here. A CA is supposed to be an accounting, taxation, audit expert, not a finance expert. Okay. So even if you look at the curriculum, so on the right side of it, if you see, I have mentioned the curriculum here for your reference. So how do you get into, if you want to study for CA program, how do you get into? So there are two ways. One is the foundation route and the other is the direct route, or that's also called a graduation route. So foundation or the graduation route. Foundation is what? After your standard 10th, you can enroll into the foundation program. Remember, after your standard 10th, earlier it used to be 12th, now it is standard 10th only. So after your standard 10th, you can enroll into the CA foundation program, study, and when you are in your 12th final year, you can appear at the foundation exam. Okay. Or if you are a graduate, you can go take the direct route where you do not need to appear at the foundation, but the condition is a graduate with 55% marks. So that's the entry eligibility. And how is the course structure? It is divided in 3 parts: foundation, intermediate, final. All of these, if you sum it together, you have 20 papers or 20 subjects to study, 20 exams to take. So each paper has 1 exam and 100 marks each. So each paper you have 100 marks exam to attempt. And the examination would be, the foundation would be a mix of objective and subjective, but intermediate and final are subjective. So you need to write, you need to solve sums, right? Course fee, if I have to give you a summary, the registration fee is paid at all levels, examination fee is paid for all papers one by one, and that too multiplied by the number of times that you attempt. If you attempt one particular paper 3 times, then you pay the fee 3 times, not 1 time. So that was the approximate fee of completing your CA program, the registration fee, examination fee, and all the examination fee 1 time, approximately 1 time I'm taking. It comes to around 1 lakh rupees. Whereas you have to learn as well. You have to kind of take coaching, because it's a difficult program. So of course you need coaching. You need to learn from the experts, learn from mentors. If you go for a decent CA coaching, I'm talking about a decent CA coaching. Okay. And the CA coaching happens, by the way, subject wise. So they will teach you subject wise, 4 subject, 2 subject, 3 subject, whatever you want to take. So if you want to study all these 20 subjects for a moment, and even if you assume just 10,000 rupees or 12,000 rupees bracket fee for the coaching for 1 subject, it comes out to close to 2.5 lakhs for a decent CA coaching. Average time, I am being a little kind of more positive here when I write 6 to 8 years, but then probably the average time to take to complete a CA program is much higher. I mean, if I have the liberty to say, trust me, hairlines start receding even before you complete your CA. So that way, it brings that kind of challenge that you need to devote time to it. This program is an excellent one if you can devote time, if you can put all the efforts behind it. But the question is the curriculum according to my career goals? Okay, what are my career goals? If I want to be an investment expert, then is CA curriculum allowing me to be an investment expert? Let us look at it. Look at these subjects which I have underlined: accounting, business law, business economics, accounting, corporate law, taxation, again, advanced accounting, financial management, financial reporting, auditing, corporate law, cost management, direct tax, indirect tax. if I have to write the summary of the whole curriculum, what is it? Account, audit, tax. Where is that I have read investments? No, not at all. So then, being a chartered accountant, I am actually grooming myself to be an expert in accounting, audit, tax. These are the three areas where probably I would be a kind of a top-notch professional if I come from this background. But if I come from CA background and I say I want to be an investment expert, then probably no. The curriculum has not given me that exposure. The curriculum might have built analytical abilities in me. So it would be easier for me to learn those subjects, investment subjects. That's fine. But I will have to learn because that's something that's not a part of my curriculum at all in CA. Now, the question would be, so what does it bring? Okay, so what does it bring? It brings you probably one of the most respected designations. CA. CA is a designation, by the way. It's not a certification, it's a designation because you can write it before your name. I can write CA Rajesh Kumar Singh, right? So what it brings to you is, it brings you one of the most respected designations, a prefix for your name. And it gives you that pleasure of earning it. That yes, now, I mean, looks like your name is complete now, CA C Hariharan, that way, right? It brings you a rewarding career for sure, yes. And the best of all, it gives you a license to practice. So tomorrow, if you want to do your own independent practice, yes, you have the license to do so. Unlike an MBA program or something, MBA is not a license to practice. It is just an exam that you have passed. MBA is not a designation. You can't write like Rajesh Kumar Singh MBA. I mean, for fancy purposes, if I choose to write that, that's fine, but it's not a designation to be written, right? That's all on the good side. Now look at the flaw side, the cons as well. So CA as a program is country specific. Okay, if you recall, while Kanhaiya was introducing me, he mentioned that I am a CA from UK. I did my CA from Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, London. So CA is a program which is country specific. If I have done CA in UK, ACCA, I cannot practice here in India. I can work with corporates. Okay, I can work with corporates because CA as a program is accepted. ACCA as a program is accepted globally, so I can go and work. That's fine. But I cannot practice. Okay, so CA is a country-specific program. In true senses, it's not a global program. That's the first con side. The first if I have to give a negative point for something, probably it would be one of that. What it is ideal for whom it is the most ideal? The students who can devote good amount of time, who can put in the required efforts, and who want to get into accounting. Not for somebody who wants to get into research, not for somebody who wants to get into investments, not at all. Also, come and do it only when you feel that you can devote 8 to 10 hours of study time. And if we can put that rigor, that high degree of commitment. If your work doesn't permit, let's say you are already working in the financial industry, you are a financial advisor, or you are having other businesses, this will never allow you to probably spare out 8 to 10 hours of time, study time. So better not get into it then, right? So one of the things that I mentioned here is CA is a country specific program, and it is focusing on audit, taxation, accounting. Okay. And the cost per se, if you see, even if assuming that you crack all the papers in first attempt, the cost per se is somewhere around 3.5 lakhs for completing the whole program. Okay. And it takes around 5 years, 6 years, whatever. I mean, you will also find people struggling for 10 years. That's another story. But assuming that, we are average bright people, so then we will be able to do it in 5 years. Okay, moving ahead. Guys, so we have deliberately kept all of you on mute, but that doesn't restrict you from asking questions. If you have questions, you can write in the chat. We will take those questions one by one. Or at the end of it, we will unmute you as well. So moving ahead, another popular program that all of us keep hearing of, CS, company secretary, right? Another thing, what people normally call it is a kind of an easier version of CA. That's what people keep calling it. But technically, if you look at it, structure-wise, it may look like a CA. Again, 2 entry routes, foundation, executive. Here, even for foundation, you have to be minimum 12th for foundation. Again, 3 parts, but here you in place of 20 exams, you have 21 exams, 21 papers, 21 exams. Again, foundation is objective, not objective plus subjective, and executive and final is your subjective. Course fee is slightly lesser than CA. It comes to around 60-70K. Again, assuming that you crack all the papers in first attempt. If you take multiple attempts, the cost goes up. Coaching fee is again slightly lesser here. In case of CS, you will spend close to 1.52 lakhs. And that too primarily because for the foundation, you need lesser number of coaching hours. The average time to complete is around 5 years or more. Now, let us look at the subjects. Let us look at the curriculum. What exactly are you studying here? Business environment, law, ethics, economics, again law, general law, company law, again setting up of business entities, that's again law, operations, tax law, corporate management, securities law, business law, financial and strategic management, tax law, secretarial audit, corporate restructuring, corporate funding. So what exactly you studied? If I have to summarize it in 2-3 bullet points, I would say what you studied here is business operations and legal processes, right? So anybody who is studying CS course, he should pick it. I mean, he should believe it as the right fit for him, as the most appropriate fit for him, if his career goal is to get into business operations and legal processes. Legal processes for that matter, not for the civil or criminal, for the business per se, I'm saying business legal processes. So if you want to get into that domain, understand business operations and business legal processes in detail, you want to build your career there, of course, CS is the right fit for you, the most appropriate program for you, right? But only if your career goal is in that direction. And what it brings to you, yeah, it brings to you that designation CS, a good career, and you can practice as well. It gives you a license to practice, but honestly, CS as an independent practice is not that popular as compared to CA. It's very limited because the practice that you do is again restricted only to the corporate world. Okay. The study time here might be lesser than CA. It's, as I said in the beginning also, it's an easier version. But most importantly, only those who want to kind of build career in the business operations should get into it. Business legal operations, compliances, corporate governance. These are the areas where if you want to build your career in, you should look at it. Again, a country-specific program. And by the way, let me tell you one more thing here. CS is one program which is not there in all the countries. CA is one program which is there in almost all the countries. So you will have CA institution in India as well, UK as well, Australia as well, Canada as well. You will have CS is a program which is not there in all the countries. Okay, so it's not even international kind of requirement per se, right? Another very popular program, Chartered Financial Analyst, CFA, right? CFA is a buzzword these days. People keep talking about CFA a lot. So for CFA, there is only one entry route. You need to be a graduate, or if you are in the final year, you may enroll. So graduate or the final year graduate, final year undergraduate is what you need to be. 3 levels, not 3 parts like earlier. So there is a difference between levels and parts. The levels are you cross it and then you move to the next. Parts are where you have subjects. Even if you kind of do not pass 1 or 2 subjects, you can attempt those subjects later on. So that's the key difference. Okay. So 3 levels, 10 papers. The papers, if you see, almost remain the same, but the content of the papers changes every level wise. So level 1, the content would be very basic. Level 2, it would be more advanced. Level 3, it would be even more advanced and would be primarily the practical implementation, right? So the course has a lot of vignettes and the case studies integrated in the learning. So that's what the model is. And you have 6 exams. So for each level, you have 2 exams to appear at. And the last exam is primarily where, other than MCQs, you have 8 to 11 case studies or the small vignettes coming in, and that you have to answer the questions based on that. Okay, this is a program, again, a truly international global program offered by the CFA Institute USA. Why I am saying truly global program, truly international program, unlike CA, every country is having a CA program. CFA is one CFA program offered by the CFA Institute USA. Global, that's all, period, finished. So one program valid globally. Everywhere you go, the same program CFA is there. Okay, so that way is CFA is what the CFA is one of the truly global programs that you have. The registration fee and examination fee, you pay close to $450 and $1,000 for each of the levels, which is $3,000. So it makes you close to 2.5 lakh rupees for the registration fee, examination fee, and all that. And coaching fee, again on a very conservative estimate, the coaching fees is slightly higher. It goes to 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs as well, but on a very conservative estimate I'm taking, it is around 1 lakh rupees. So typically 3.5 lakh rupees, and average time to complete is 3 to 4 years. Now let us look at the curriculum, that what is it bringing for you, and for whom it is going to be the right fit. Look at what you are studying. You are studying quantitative methods, which means stats analysis. Okay. The next, you are studying financial statement analysis, again, analysis. Equity investments, you would be doing a lot of research here, equity research. Derivatives, again, derivatives, so again linked to equity. Portfolio management, here again, you would do a lot of portfolio research. Then again, if you look at it, QT, again, you are studying. Derivatives, again, you are studying alternate investments, economics, equity investments, portfolio management, all of that again. Which means this is a program which is very heavy on equity financial analysis research. This is what the net outcome is. This program is very heavy on equity financial analysis research. Those of you who come from maybe mutual fund or insurance or personal finance background, look at it. Gentlemen, you do not find mutual funds or insurance anywhere, or even taxation for that matter, anywhere in this curriculum, right? So because the whole idea of CFA program is to make you an analyst, make you a research guy. It's not to make you a kind of a financial planner or a wealth manager. The idea here is to make you an analyst or a research guy. So that's why the course content is aligned to that goal. So CFA, again, is an excellent program, probably the best program if you want to build your career in equity research, in financial analysis, right? Those areas. Then it is an excellent program to do. I would say this is ideal for who should get into. This is an ideal for people who are good in maths, stats, analysis, those things. They are good with numbers. That's one of the basic requirements. Of course, even if you come from arts background, you can get into a CFA program. But ideally, the people who come from these backgrounds should get it. What you get from this is, and a lot of, let me mention, a lot of working professionals from the research or the corporate finance roles. So people who are working as CFO, people who are working as finance managers, people who are working as fund managers, people who are working as equity research analysts somewhere, a lot of them come and do it as well for their career growth. So if your career domain is that, yes, this would be the right fit for you. And what it brings to you is a highly respected corporate world designation, CFA. Why I'm writing corporate world designation? You will not find a CFA practicing on his own. CFA is a corporate world designation. It will give you a corporate glamour, corporate career, will not help you into your setting up your own businesses or running up your businesses or running up your advisory or investment business likewise. Okay. Requires a high degree of commitment. It's a difficult program content wise as well. Fairly difficult. I won't say very difficult, fairly difficult program. And it would require at least 3 to 4 hours of study time every day. So that's about CFA. Moving to CMA. So gentlemen, before I talk and explain CMA, the first disclaimer I have to give you here is CMA again is a program which is a country specific program. You will have CMA certified management accountant. This is what it is called. Earlier it was called CWA, cost work accountant. So you will have CMA program separate in India. You will have CMA program separate in USA, CMA program in Australia, CMA in Canada. So if different countries have different CMA programs. What I have taken out here is the CMA of USA. I thought I will talk more about the international programs because these days, students, professional, everybody want to do international programs. But if your international attraction is something that's pulling you, the CMA program is pulling you just because of international attraction, please keep in mind that if you do CMA USA, it's right only if you want to build a career, if you want to maybe go and work there in USA. It is not an international program. So if you do CMA in USA, and if you feel that it will be recognized and I'll be able to kind of leverage it here by working here in India, you will find it very difficult. Okay. So again, one entry route, 12th to enroll, graduate to certified, that's the model here. So what I'm trying to say is when you enroll into the program, you have to be a minimum 12th pass. By the time you pass the exam and everything, you get your CMA certificate, you need to be a graduate. Okay. There are only two parts in it, part 1, part 2. Whereas if you compare the Indian CMA, Indian cost work accountant or the management accountancy program, it has 20 papers, 20 exam, more exactly on the CA format. The only difference will be in the CMA, more of the focus would be on management accounting. In the CA, more of the focus is on financial accounting. So that's the major difference in the Indian framework. But Indian CMA, by the way, as compared to US CMA, is at least 5 times tougher. So again, if you look at the content here, what the content focuses more on is financial reporting, budgeting, performance management, cost management, controls, financial statement analysis, corporate finance, investment decisions, which goes on to kind of conclude that CMA as a program is heavily focused on a company's management, a corporate management and corporate finance, right? So even Indian CMA for that matter, CMA is the right program for you if you want to build a career as maybe a CFO. You want to be a CFO sometime later in your career, then probably this is a program that will help you walk that path, because you will develop your command in corporate finance and the corporate management area. Okay. So this again, the cost is US CMA, I'm talking about approximately 1.10 lakhs, and coaching fee is 1.50, which sums out to be approximately 2.60. But let me again give you the caution word here. It's not an international program. It is a program which is from USA, recognized and valid only in USA. Right. So if you do it with that understanding. Oh, so moving ahead, the next one is CPA. Again, a very popular program. People keep talking about it a lot. CPA, Certified Public Accounting. Now, a very strange thing, gentlemen, here is the same acronym CPA in different countries have different expansion, different meaning altogether, right? So you have CPA in US, you have CPA in Canada, you have CPA in Australia. Everywhere you have. So in Canada, it is called Chartered Professional Accountants. It's a completely different term, right? So the nomenclature changes. Every country has its own thing. So again, here, the problem is it's not an international certification. It's a certification restricted to one country, restricted to one area. If you want to go and work in USA sometime, CPA may be a program for you. If you want to go and work in Canada sometime, CPA from Canada may be a right program for you. Okay. But if you want to specialize in investments, personal finance, wealth, that areas, this program is not going to offer you any of this, right? Okay, one more thing here is, I don't know if you have that clarity or not, so let me mention it here. CPA from US is a program which was actually started as a kind of a quick, a compact, a mini CA for USA market. Okay, so CPA is kind of a mini CA for USA. In USA, you do not have a proper CA program. Okay, CPA is the program what accountants do there. No proper CA is there. Okay, so CPA is a program kind of a mini quick CA for the country like USA, which again other countries adopted. Canada adopted. Canada has its own CPA. Australia has its own CPA likewise. So if you look at the curriculum here again, what are you specializing in? Accounting, audit, regulations, I mean laws, business laws, company law, business environment. So the whole this is actually a mini CA, a quick CA, because the specialization remains the same: accounting, audit, regulations, right? So again, what you are trying to be is a mini quick CA. Now the problem here is, if you want to do CPA from USA, not everybody can do it. The reason why not everybody can do it is because the minimum qualification, sorry, it was there on the earlier slide. The minimum qualification to do is you have to be a CA, CWA, CFA. You have to come from that background, or a graduate with 4 years experience, right? So if you have that experience, then you can take this exam. 4 papers, 4 exams. If you pass, you get that CPA. CPA is again a license to work in USA, not here in India. If you have a CPA thing, it is good to have as a CA. Let's say if I have done my CA and if I go and do CPA, it's an extension. So it's good to have, a nice to have feeling for me. And tomorrow, if I go and kind of want to work in USA, or if I work for many of USA businesses, that will help me. That's why many of the CAs go and do CPA as an add-on. But if you want to do CPA as a base for your career, probably not the right decision. Coming to the last program that we mentioned here, and then I'll kind of again go on elaborating the comparisons. CFP, Certified Financial Planner. Now, look at the program. The minimum eligibility is 12th, more like the earlier one, 12th undergraduate to certify, meaning to say, when you enroll into the program, you have to be a minimum 12th pass. By the time you complete the program, you graduate the program, you get your CFP charter, your CFP certificate. By the time you have to be a graduate. Okay. The course structure is, it has got 4 levels: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and then it had some add-ons as well. What I would mention here, the most important is, it's world's only 4-in-1 program. So when I say 4-in-1, in one program itself, you get 4 global, 4 international certifications. So each level you complete, you get 1 certification for it, which is very unique. In CA, it doesn't happen. In CFA, it doesn't happen. You complete, fair enough. You can call yourself CA Intermediate. You can call yourself CA Foundation, but you do not get a certificate, proper tag for it, right? Here, each level you complete, you get a professional designation, a professional tag, and a certification. Each level. And finally, when you complete all 4 levels, you get your CFP, Certified Financial Planner certification. So it's a 4-level program, 10 papers, 4 exams. So 10 paper, 4 exams mean, so level 1, if it has 3 papers, all 3 papers clubbed together, there will be 1 exam. Okay. And all MCQs based exams are there, online examination. Again, fees that you pay here for registration, content, certification, everything works out to be close to 70,000, which is approximately $900, $890 or some dollars. What you pay to for this fee? The USD board fees are paid in dollars, so that comes to around 70,000. And coaching fee that you pay is learning the program, studying the program. For learning the program, what you pay is approximately 40,000. So that's the kind of the average fee. And average time taken to complete is 8 to 12 months. You can complete it in less than 12 months as well. Why I'm saying less than 12 months or less than 8 months? All the other programs that I talked earlier, whether it's CA or CMA or CFA or CPA, all the other programs, they have 3 or 4 times examination in a year at the max. June, July, September, October. Likewise, they have 2 or 3 or 4, at the max 4 scheduled examination over a year. So if you appear at exam in March, now next exam is in June, so you can appear in June only. So that's the model that they follow. Now CFP, the way it happens is every month you have exams happening. You have to go and book your exam online yourself, right? So it brings you that flexibility that even a working professional or IFAs or MFDs who are in the personal finance space, in the financial advisory space, they can do it, right? Now let us look at the curriculum. What are you studying here? Personal finance, investments, asset management, regulatory environment, that's law. Now that's a very critical thing I would like to differentiate here, gentlemen. In all other courses that you saw, what were you studying? Business law, corporate law, business law, company law. That is what you were studying. Here, what you are studying? Investment laws, laws related to investments, compliance related to investments. Then you will study retirement planning, tax planning, insurance, estate, financial planning, developing financial plans. So if I have to summarize all of this, what is the course outcome? Investments, personal finance, wealth management. That's what you learn here. So if your career goal is to get into the world of investments, get into the world of banking and financial services, BFSI, personal finance, wealth management, undoubtedly this would be the right career fit for you. Okay. Now, who it is ideal for? Anybody who aspires to build career in BFSI or who is already in the financial services, maybe working in the corporate world or having his own business, right? What it does for you is it brings you a globally recognized designation. Let me again explain that. I have told you when I was mentioning CFA program, similar to CFA, CFP is also one program, international program, global, that's all. So CFP is CFP. Okay, it's not that every country will have its own CFP. The country may have a different board, that's fine, but it's all from FPSB, USA. It's a body that every country has, but it is governed by FPSB, USA. Okay, so similar to CFA, CFP again is a truly international program, truly global program, globally recognized, valid in 27 countries. It allows you to go and do your independent practice in 27 countries, including USA, Canada, Australia, wherever you want. It brings you 4 international certifications. Now, deliberately, if you remember on the first slide when I wrote my introduction, deliberately I wrote all those 4 designations which it brings to you, right? So besides CFP, you will also be FPSB registered investment planning specialist. That's the first designation. FPSB registered retirement and tax planning specialist, FPSB registered risk and estate planning specialist, and then CFP. So 4 certifications, what you get from this. Your expertise is into investments and all, and you have a license to practice as a financial planner. Average time that you need to devote is approximately 1 hour a day. If you can devote 1 hour a day, fair enough. Okay. Not if you cannot devote every day, probably on the weekend you will have to give slightly more hours, but this is what the average. So before I proceed, gentlemen, I have a kind of a question here, and I would request if some of you can use your chat buttons to write something and respond. Now I want to conclude a program which is low on time, cost, and difficulty. I know most of us are professionals, or even if I have students, I know students also want something which is a little easier, which is not very difficult, right? So which is low on time, should not take much of time, should not have much of cost, and which should not be very difficult. Fairly is okay, but not very difficult. And which should be very high on certification. It should bring me multiple certifications, multiple benefits, and good growth. If I have to combine these 2 things together, what do you think is the right program out of this, all this? So Mr. Hariharan has replied CFP. If you can type in, gentlemen, CFP, CFP, CFP. Perfect. So thank you for your responses. So see, that's what the clarity that I wanted to bring, that if you believe that you want to multiply your career, your CV value, you want to build your expertise, build your credibility, and that's one of the reasons why you are looking for these multiple programs, you are exploring these multiple programs, then CFP would be the right fit for you if you are into investments, personal finance, wealth management space. So because you mentioned CFP, so a little more about CFP so that you have more clarity on it, because you have liked you have understood the comparison, you have said CFP is something that fits your kind of the career map. So a little more about CFP. It's as I mentioned, it's a global program. It's world's topmost certification in personal finance, recognized in 27 countries across the world, and 27 countries include all of that: USA, UK, Australia, Canada, Singapore, Middle East, all the countries that you can name. It's a very unique program. For that matter, as I said, it's only 4-in-1 certification program. I do not know of a program which offers me 4 certification in one program. If you know, you can type in the chat. It's a program by the virtue of its design. It is ideal for students, professional, IFAs, anybody, because as I said, it requires a minimal time of around 1 hour a day, and it's an open program, so anybody can do it. Content-wise, I've showed you. I've shown you that it's a program which is focused on personal finance, investments, wealth, those areas. You do not study about corporate finance here much. What you study is all of personal finance, investments. It's a short-term program, takes around 8 to 10 months. You can do it in even lesser time. If you want, you can do it in 3 months flat, right? So short-term program, and everything is online, study to examination, everything is online, absolutely online. You can take exam sitting right at your home. And they have some wonderful, amazing examination system wherein you get proctored live by an examiner sitting across on the camera. He watches you and he keeps on watching you, and you are writing exam on your computer. All MCQs exam. Wonderful, fabulous system. That's what they have built. A truly international examination format. And I have mentioned about the curriculum earlier as well, but then I am again explaining. So 4 levels. Level 1 is investment planning specialist, where you have 3 modules to study: personal financial management, investment planning, regulatory environment. So personal financial management comprises of all the core areas of personal finance, the basic concepts. It also teaches you financial maths, using financial calculators, doing financial computations in Excel. All of that you learn here. And then you would learn investment planning, asset management. Here you learn about all the investment products. And when I say all, I literally mean all: equity, derivatives, currency, commodities, all. The only product which is not taught to you here is crypto. Otherwise, all investment products, including REITs are a part of CFP curriculum. Only crypto is not taught to you here. Then regulatory environment, I explained you, is investment laws. So you study with much of detail on investment laws, SEBI Act, RBI Acts, anti-money laundering, IRD Act, everything and anything which relates to investments gets captured here. So you complete level 1, you move to level 2. Level 2 is where you have only 2 modules: retirement planning, tax planning. Retirement planning is primarily financial planning, setting up goal, living life before retirement and after retirement. How do you plan that? Setting up your various career goals, doing computations. Then also retirement products, the safer products, what options you have, etc. And tax planning is where you study about direct taxes, indirect taxes, both, but more of the focus is there on the investment related taxation and income tax. That's what you study more, because as investment expert, when you deal with your clients go on to ask you questions about tax as well. Tax is one of the reasons, in fact, honestly speaking, tax is one of the reasons why people invest in India. So you as an investment expert need to know the basics of taxes. This program allows you to do that. And moving on to level 3, then you move to level 3 where you have risk and estate planning. Risk is where you study risk management and insurance. Insurance, gentlemen, here, I know some of you may be insurance experts here or insurance advisors here. Insurance here is not about insurance selling. Insurance here is about insurance product, designing of insurance product. So you need to understand how is the life value calculated, how is the risk measured, what are the different variations of the risk, etc. So you learn the core concepts of managing risk, and basis that how to mitigate it using a life insurance product or a general insurance product. What are these products? What are the features? All of that you study here. And then estate planning. Estate planning is succession planning. I have built wealth for myself. Now, how do I pass the wealth to the next generation? That's something that you study in estate planning, the whole of wealth management piece. Complete 1, 2, and 3, and you move to the final level. Final level is where you study more of financial planning, engaging clients, developing financial plans, 3 modules. But the focus here is largely on a project that you get to do. Okay, here in the final level, you are made to do a live project. When I say live project, gentlemen, it's not a typical MBA project, cut, copy, paste project. It's a live project. So you will be given a live case saying that, okay, Rajesh Kumar Singh is 42 years old. He lives in this city. This is his income. This is his liability. He has so many members in the family. These are his career goals, etc., etc. My whole life history will be written over 2-3 pages. And then you will be asked to prepare a financial plan for me so that I can meet those financial goals. Now, how do you go and find it? No Google can answer it to you. It's something that you have to use whatever you learn in level 1, 2, and 3. And as our coaches, our mentors advise you, guide you, you have to prepare it on your own. Right? So it's a live case study, live project that you do. And then you take your exams and you sail through CFP level 4, the final one. Each level that you go on to complete, you get your certification. That's what it is. Level 1 you complete, you get investment planning specialist. Level 2, level 3, level 4, and after level 4, you get your final CFP. So what is the learning outcome, by the way? So your question can be, okay, itana kuch seekh liya, Rajesh, now CFP mein. Now, what is the learning outcome? How it is going to help me? So in terms of knowledge and skills, what are you going to acquire? So you will acquire expert knowledge in, very deep knowledge in personal finance, wealth management, investment planning, tax planning. You will understand investment laws pretty well, right? You will understand succession laws pretty well. You will know how to do calculations in MS Excel, financial calculations in MS Excel. You will learn how to use financial calculators, right? Tomorrow, if your customer comes and asks you that, sir, how is my loan EMI been calculated, right? So loan amortization, all of those concepts you learn pretty well here in CFP. If your customer comes and says you, sir, how is my return being calculated? What would be the CAGR? What would be the actual return? All of those concepts, those calculations, you get to study here. So, and then you understand how to manage portfolios, how to build a portfolio, how to prepare a financial plan, and you practically do it. As I said, the end of the program is with a case study. So you practically do it. It's not just about learning theoretically and attempting exam. It's finally culminating into a practical save. And what it does for you, it makes you career ready. If you are already into a career, then it kind of helps you build your credibility there. Right? Imagine for a moment, sir, writing on your CV Rajesh Kumar Singh MBA, and on the other guy writing on the CV Rajesh Kumar Singh FPSB USA IPS, which is investment planning specialist, FPSB USA retirement and tax planning specialist, FPSB USA risk and estate planning specialist, and then certified financial planner from FPSB USA. So one, it's a global program and an international program. Second, it's a 4-in-1 program. So I get 4 certifications on my profile on my CV. Now, that's what truly gives my career a boost. My credibility goes up. The customers, how they look at me is like an expert, right? So if I have to be very candid, while Kanaya was introducing me in the beginning, and on my slide also it was written, and I mentioned during this conversation as well, I did my CA from London, Glasgow, right? Now, let me be very candid. The moment I say I did my CA from London, right, half of the perception changes, right? Okay, somebody studied from UK. Same ways, the moment you say you did a program from USA, FPSB USA, the perception of your clients, the perception of the people that you deal with changes. It increases from this to this level. it goes up, because that means you have studied for a truly international program. And CFP, as I mentioned, is indeed an international program, unlike CA. CA is not international. Every country has its own CA, right? So now your question can be, so Rajesh, then why did you not do it here? So that's a different story. The idea was I was willing to go there initially. So that's a different thing. So now this program, what it does, it brings you that international certification on your CV, on your credibility. The stamp of credibility is there on your kind of profile on day one. So it prepares you for all these areas: tax advisory, your financial advisory, portfolio management, mutual funds, whatever you want to do in anywhere, all of these areas you can get into. I talked about the 4 certifications. Let's look at what these 4 certifications look like. So these certifications are like this. What you see here are the 4 certifications. And what you also see here is that all these certifications are issued directly by FPSB USA, signed by Noel, my FPSB USA CEO. So all the certifications are issued to you directly by FPSB USA. So truly an international certification that's in your hands. Now your question can be that, okay, I want, if a CFP is such a program, I want to study CFP. So what should I do? If you want to study CFP, come to us, come to ICOFP. I remember Kanhaiya, while introducing me in the beginning, while he was giving a brief, he mentioned that we have been in the industry for ICOFP, this institution that I represent. It has been in the industry since 2002, which is approximately 20 years now. And as a matter of fact, the CFP, Certified Financial Planner program, was brought to India from USA. It was brought to India by us. So that's the privilege that we have. We have been very closely we have been the torch bearers of this program in the country, torch bearer of this super international program in the country. And we have been the first and the largest education provider of FPSB USA. FPSB is Financial Planning Standards Board. We are a part of Bajaj Capital Group, well-known group, and Bajaj Capital, gentlemen, has been in the industry for 59 years now. So imagine the kind of expertise that we have built over a period of time, understanding the market, understanding the requirement. That's why the program, when we deliver, we bring in a lot of practical elements in it. The faculties who are going to teach you are all from CFP, CFA, CAs, PhDs, those background, even including IMs. So you have a faculty who is an IM plus CFP, likewise. So all practicing CFPs, mentors, coaches, experts are going to come and teach you. And even more surprisingly, I feel very excited when I share this. The lady who heads the academic delivery for CFP here at ICOFP, she herself is the former director of FPSB board. Now imagine former director of FPSB board coming and teaching you live in the class. So that's the kind of a stellar faculty background that we have, excellent in delivery. And we have been consistently, since 2002, we have been consistently maintaining highest passing percentage. And in some of the exams, we have even reached 100% passing percentage. This is something that I am not claiming. You can go and check on my LinkedIn profile. You will see FPSB India CEO Rajesh Krishnamurthy coming and complimenting me, congratulating me for such achievement as well. So it's something that we as an institution are very proud of, being very consistent in the delivery. And the study materials that we bring to you for CFP comprises of books. We give you hard copy books, printed books, workbooks where you have 600 to 800 questions per module to practice. We make you do a lot of group projects during the class. Most importantly, every single class that you do, the classes are online. So every single class that you do are recorded, and the recording is shared with you so that you can revise the content as many times as you wish, right? So you can practice well, you can revise well. And also, if you miss a certain class due to some any reasons, you have as a backup to revise. Then you have online mock tests that we give you so that you are better prepared for the exam. We make you do a lot of class assignments. For every exam, we conduct exclusive doubt clearing sessions for a final brush up. Okay, so all that happens, the case studies, the guest lectures. So I call it India's most comprehensive study materials. There are other CFP education partners. If you look at the study materials that we are offering, it is undoubtedly India's most comprehensive CFP study material that we bring you. The choices that you have today for studying is, so there are three things: a physical classroom. We have classrooms in Delhi and Mumbai, campuses in Delhi and Mumbai, but the classroom is only on weekend. And since the inception of COVID, March 2020, say, we have stopped the physical classroom completely. We are teaching you online wherever you are. We have students attending us from Australia. We have students attending from Middle East, from all across the country. So online is where we find that beauty, that we can bring in the right mix of students across the country and can teach you live. So instructor-led live classes like this. The only difference is this is a webinar, so we have kept you on mute. In the live class, you are not on mute. You keep interacting with the faculty, and faculty teaches you one by one. So that's a live class that happens. That's open to you. And the live classes, again, you have two options. You can join for a weekend or a weekday. A weekday is Monday to Friday evening. Monday to Friday evening. Evening again is 7 to 9 or 7:30 to 9. That my team can tell you. So Monday to Friday, 5 days, 7 to 9 or 7:30 to 9:30. Now there is a weekend. Weekend is only Saturday and Sunday. Saturday evening, Saturday late evening, and Sunday first half of the day is what the weekend program is. Now depends on you how much time you can spare out. If you can spare out time every day, join for weekdays. If you can spare out time only on weekends, join for weekends. Irrespective of whatever program you join, every single class is recorded and video is shared with you. Then we also have a pre-recorded learning session. Pre-recorded is more like a Netflix. So here, all those classes by the same faculties who teach you online, we have made him to sit in a studio environment like this, no disturbance, no audience, and the class has been recorded and the recording is shared with you so that you can learn it on your own. So it's a DIY kind of a model, do it yourself kind of a model. We give you the content, we give you the books, you study, you revise, you learn the concept, you do the mock test, you prepare you run through the workbooks. If you have queries, you have the faculties as a backup to ask and refer to, right? But no live classes here. So your choice, although we always recommend it's better to go for the virtual live class, because that's where you interact, you get a lot of exposure, you have classes happening, you have your batchmates, so peer learning also happens there. Your question would be now, so what is the fee, Rajesh? You mentioned it's around 70,000, which goes, and then 40,000, another 40,000 for studies. Can you tell me a little kind of with more detail? So here is the detail. The fee that you pay to FPSB USA, this is the program fee. Okay, all these fees goes in US dollar. Okay, so what fee you pay? The fees are bifurcated as one, the first registration fee, which is one time, valid for one full year, which is $165. Then you pay content fee for each of the levels. You remember I was saying level 1, 2, 3, 4. For each of the levels, you have to pay certain fee for they will give you some content. Content is an ebook format. So they will give you some study material, but that will be all online. You cannot print it, you cannot save it, you cannot download it. Just some online study content for you to look at, but that's mandatory. Honestly, if you study with us, you do not even need to refer to those materials. But by the way this model, the program is modeled or designed, that is mandatory for everybody. So you will have to buy it. So that costs you $60 each for level 1 to 3 and $20 for the final level. So which means a total of $300. Similarly, the examination fee, $61 for each, 1 to 3 and $122 for the final one, which means $305. Then you get your three certifications, level 1, 2, 3. Remember, so level 4 is the final one. When you complete, you get your final certificate, but in between you get your three certifications as well. So for these three certifications, you pay $100. $100 is one time for all three, not 100 for each. 100 one time for all three certificates, which means effectively $33.33 for each certificate. So that's the fee. And then your CFP certification, once you pass all you get your final CFP and you pay $120. That's all. So which means your total, if you sum it up, it will be around $890 or whatever, and you which is approximately 70,000 rupees is what you end up spending on your FPSB program fees. The most important thing here is, gentlemen, the clarity that I want to bring you is the fees are paid one by one in staggered manner. They are not paid in one go. So meaning to say, first you pay for registration or the level 1 content, not even examination. Examination you pay only when you go and book your exam. Once you are done with that, you move to the level 2. Level 2, first you pay only the content, $60. Then 1 or 2 months later, when you take the exam, you pay another $61. Right? So it goes like $60, $61 after every 2 months kind of. So approximately 4,000 or whatever you keep paying every 2 months, 3 months as you take the exams. So the whole payment process is staggered, is broken up in parts, and that's why it becomes easier for you to pay. Okay. Your question can be, so that was about FPSB, USA fees. Now, what is the coaching fee? Rajesh, you mentioned around 40,000 is what is spent in coaching, in learning. So what is the study fee? So the study fee for us, to study with us is this. What I want to tell you here is classroom, as I mentioned, since COVID, we have not been doing. So classroom, I put a red cross, we are not doing. You have two options, virtual and e-learning. Okay. Now you also have the choice to join me level by level. You can say that, Rajesh, I'll come and learn only level 1 first. Yes, fair enough. You can do that. I'll learn only level 2 first. You can do that. But level by fees is this, what you have seen written here. These are level by fees. So level by fees, if you sum it up, it is 55,000. But if you kind of buy the whole program, if you subscribe to the whole program together as a bundle, as a package for 4-in-1 program study, then the fee is 37,500 only, which means you save close to 45% on the virtual fee. Instead of paying 55,000, you pay only 37,500, whatever. Then you have the next one, which is e-learning, as I said, the pre-recorded one. Here again, you can join me level by level. So level by level, if you join, it is 40,000. Whereas if you join it as a 4-in-1 bundle, it is 27,500, which again, approximately 45% is what you end up saving. So that's what the fee is if you study with us. Now, how does it happen? The flow, if I have to tell you. So the flow is you enroll with us first, you start studying first. You don't go and enroll with FPSB straight away. Why? Because you remember I said your registration with FPSB is valid for 1 year. After 1 year, you will have to again pay the fees 165. Why to take that? Why to waste that time, right? So you start studying with us first. First 2-3 months, you study. When you feel that, yes, now I am ready to take the exam, then you go and pay the fee and kind of take exam. So that way, you at least save your 3 months. If you register and then next 3 months you invest in your studying, your 3 months of that three months runway of that registration period is wasted, right? So you enroll with us first, start studying, then 2 months, 3 months down the line, you go and register and take your exam and then proceed one by one. That's the module. Now, gentlemen, I truly appreciate it's a lazy Saturday afternoon. Honestly, even I have been feeling a little lazy. So it's a lazy Saturday afternoon, despite that you have had the patience to be here and hearing me out. So, and knowing that now you have a clarity as in what program is right for you and why CFP makes a right fit for people like you who want to build career into BFSI, personal finance, wealth management, financial advisory, or who want to be a financial planner. So knowing that you have a clarity and I expect you to take action, not keep thinking again, right? So there was some ambiguity that you had. Now you have clarity, you know everything. I expect you to take action today. And that's one of the reasons why I have a very special offer for you. The offer for you is if you join today, you have a discounted fee. In place of 37,500, you pay only 32,500, and in case of e-learning, you pay only 22,500, which means you save approximately 5,000 rupees. You remember the fee was, if I have to go back, the fee was 37,500 and 27,500, which if you join today is 32,500, which means you are saving 5,000, or 22,500, which means you are saving 5,000. So that's one of the reasons why you should be joining today. The second reason is you get a 50% discount on FPSB content fee. Now, if I have to again take you back here, and if you can see the gentleman where the place where I'm moving my cursor, or I can annotate it for you. If you can see it here, it says 60, 120, 60, 120, total is $300, right? Now, this is something which is coming to $300. If you join today, what we're gonna give you is, we will be giving you a discount voucher, a discount code, which you will levy when you will register with FPSB. And at that time, you will save 50% on your FPSB fee, meaning to say, for $60, you will be paying only 30. In place of 120, you will be paying only 60. So in place of total $300, you will end up paying only $150, and you will save $150. $150 is what? Approximately 13,000 rupees, right? So 5,000 rupees you are saving on my fees, 13,000 rupees you are saving on FPSB fees, which means a total of 18,000 rupees if you join the program today. What's even more exciting is, because your question can be that, yes, Rajesh, we are pretty much convinced that this is the right program, and we pretty much like the program. We understand we want to do it. But the point is, how do I invest 32,000 rupees today? So for that, we have an exclusive student loan arrangement, 0% interest, no interest charge. The NBFC will charge you some 700-800 processing fee. That's a separate thing, but no interest charged. 0% interest student loan available. All you need to do is you have to pay just 10% of the fee today. 10% of the fee today, balance in 6 easy EMIs. 6 easy EMIs, 6 months, right? So effectively 10% of the fee today, 10% of the fee today is what? Only 3250. Only 3250 if you register today, balance in 6 easy EMIs. Or if you are going for e-learning, then it is 2250, balance in 6 easy EMIs. So pay only 10% today, balance in 6 easy EMIs. That's the option for you, and save 18,000 rupees if you join the program today. So your question can be, so how do we pay? How do we enroll now, Rajesh? So Kanhaiya or Krishan, any one of my colleagues, if you can put this link also in the chat and this number also in the chat. Gentlemen, if you are really interested, you can click a photograph of this screen, and the link is there, icofp.org/paynow.php. You click on this link. It is a quick pay link where you have your number and email going in, and the program fee 3250 or 2250, whatever you select, you submit and pay. That's all. And then the moment it is paid, my team will connect with you, will send you more details as in when the batch is starting, and they will put you accordingly. Or else, if you have any queries, if you have questions, if you need support on making payment, call us on this number, 9711437779. Christian and his team, my entire team is there. We will be more than happy answering you, helping you. So
Rajesh sir, I can see a couple of questions in the chat. If you can go.
Yeah, sure, Kanhaiya. So I am going at the top, and then I'll scroll down. Is CAP relevant for India or specific? So Bhagesh, I explained that CAP is an international program valid in 27 countries across the world. It's valid for everywhere. Sajita, Sajita has sent me a private message. ICI graduation with IGNOU. Yeah. So if it's a graduate degree, Sajita, then it will be valid for CAP. What is the tuition fee for CAP? I have explained tuition fee for CAP. Avinash has a very interesting question, CAP versus CWM. So Avinash, deliberately I have not mentioned CWM here. Why? Because I did not want to talk about anything which is a very small, a very compact thing. So CWM is what? CWM is Started Wealth Management, which is a very miniature, a very small version of CAP. Two exams only, you pass, that's all. It's much easier, much smaller, much compact, right? So that's one of the reasons. See, I do not believe in taking shortcuts, and I do not recommend people taking shortcuts. Go for something which brings you a holistic learning, a holistic approach, and kind of gives you that truly international benefit. Since I have explained, want to enroll in CFP program. iPhone, the user iPhone, you want to enroll, the link is here. I do not see your name. So either you rename yourself or put your name here in the chat so that my team can talk to you, can help you. Is it possible to work in mutual fund company from CFA? So Godwin, yes, you come from CFA, CFP. So Godwin, yes, CFP people are working in a lot of mutual fund companies, and CFPs are liked by mutual fund companies. If I have to tell you, maybe I think your question can be that will the fund management side hire me? Your question can be that. So I have to, if I recall just one name here, again, our alumni, our student, and you can go and find on LinkedIn, Jayant Parekh. So Jayant Parekh is somebody who heads Parag Parekh Mutual Funds products. Okay, he's an head of investments there, and you can find him on LinkedIn, Jayant Parekh. Jayant is our alumni, by the way. He has studied CFP with us, and he is working in the mutual fund industry at the topmost position. Right, and Jayant, you can ask Jayant about me. You can ask Jayant about the institution, anything. Every 3 years, renewal of certificate to take exam. Arvind, yes, renewal of certificate. So Arvind, any program for that matter, CA, CFA, CA, CFA, CFP, all these programs, which are kind of membership-based program. Every year you have to renew your membership. Even CFA you have to renew. Even CA you have to renew. Right, so these you have to do. There are women too in the audience. Yeah, perfect. Thanks for correcting, Saiba. Can I apply tracks certificate without work experience? So on a lighter note, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, Saiba Kaur corrected me here that I have been referring gentlemen quite often and not saying ladies. So extremely sorry, and thanks for correcting. Simmer, any crash course for CFP? No, there is no crash course. The whole, if you join me for weekdays, anyways, I am going to teach it to you in flat 5-6 months. The whole course will be over. Or if you want even a kind of a compact one, go for e-learning. There it is on you. If you can study the whole content in 2 days, what's better crash I can give you? Right, that's absolutely on you. Minimum age, so graduate and 18 years is what written, but typically when you do your graduate, you are somewhere around 21, 22. Can I apply tracks without to complete in 3-6 months? What is the validity of these certificate? I've explained. What is more appropriate, CFA or MBA finance, going to investment banking? So investment banking, if you want to get into, look at CFA as an option. What is validity of these certificate? Validity is, so your specialist certificates that you get are again valid throughout the life. You have to just renew your CFP certificate. Okay, so if you renew your certificate every year, specialist certificates are renewed as well. Right. Otherwise, if you do not complete your CFP, then your specialist certificates are valid for a year. So it's written there. So then you will have to renew your specialist certificate also. Right. So all these certificates are valid for a year. And then you need to renew. We can get job in India, yes. So largely CFPs are available. CFP and the jobs for CFPs are available in India. My parent company, Bajaj Capital, we have an extreme love for hiring CFPs. If you have a CFP, come and join us today. No questions asked. That kind of offers you have in the industry. And if you know any CFP, refer it to me. I mean, that's what I'm saying. My parent company, we love hiring CFPs. All my students who complete CFP, the first choice that we give them is come and work for us, work for Bajaj Capital. Can I apply track certificate without work experience? See, level 1, 2, 3 certificate, you can apply without work experience. No experience is needed. But for final CFP certification, you need 3 years of work experience. 3 years of work experience in the financial domain. If you do not have 3 years of experience, then you need to do 1 year of supervised articleship or a training under a practicing CFP. That we help you do. What is the frequency of exams? I said exam is conducted every month. Every month in the 3rd week or the 4th week, you have exam happening for all the papers. So that's that's on you to when you want to take the exam. Prospects of CFP in India right now. And so prospects of CFP, I think I've explained you enough. There is a minimum requirement for 3 years. I have explained you that too. Yeah, and Bajaj Capital tie-up, I've explained you that too. The Bajaj Capital is my parent company. Request you to share email ID. So my email ID is rajeshk@icofp.org. You can find me on LinkedIn as well with this name, Rajesh Kumar Singh, ICOFP India. With this, you can find me on LinkedIn as well. What are the prospects of CFP? I've explained you all that. After completing the CFP course, then I can get RIA code. See, RIA you have to apply separately, and RIA is not from NISM. RIA is something which you get from SEBI. And as per SEBI's RIA requirement, yes, CFP is a course which is CFP and CFA. These are the 2 courses which have been categorically mentioned in SEBI RIA circular as well. So yes, this enables you to apply for a RIA code as well. All the 4 levels are MCQs or subjective. All 4 levels, Krishna, are MCQs. No negative marking. Online examination, no negative marking. Level 1, 2, 3 are 75 questions, 75 marks. Okay. Passing percentage is somewhere around 50-55%. But I would say, I generally recommend that you should aim at clocking 60%. 60% is what? 75 में 60% is what? 75 में 45 question, 45 questions correct करने हैं आपने. That's all. Because there is no negative marking. Okay. And the final one, the level 4 is where you have 50 questions, 100 marks. 25 questions of 1 mark each and 25 questions of 3 marks each. So they will be a little calculation oriented questions, but they will be again MCQs only, no subjective. Minimum age criteria for enrolling in CFP is 18 years. You need to be 18. We are offering, Shagun Sharma, yes, we are offering doubt clearing sessions for e-learning as well. And multiple doubt clearing session, not just one, multiple doubt clearing session. Can I apply 1, 2, 3 certificate? I've explained to you. iPhone is Aditya, okay, I can. Okay, so Abhishek, you are asking what is the course validity? See, your registration is valid for 1 year. Okay, if you do not complete in 1 year the whole course, then what happens? So if you complete even 1 level out of the all 4 levels, even if you complete 1 level, and if you get the specialist certification, so the specialist certification, let's say you enroll today and you complete your level 1 after 6 months, and you get your specialist certification that time. So then your specialist certification will again have a validity of 1 year, right? So 1 year after 6 months, which means once 1.5 years is what your registration is already valid. Even if you don't complete within that time frame, you will have to pay the renewal fee. That's all. No, Arvind Kumawat, not every 3 years. Every year you have to renew your certificate. That's what the process says. Yes, that's another story that many of the people, many of the CFPs who work in the corporate world do not go on to renew their licenses. Only generally those people who are practicing renew their licenses, and people who get into the corporate world do not renew. They feel as if it's a cost, it's an investment. But that's absolutely on you. Otherwise, yes, every year you have to renew it. Anand Savarwal, can CFA has career in own practice also? Anandji, yes, you see, technically, no, practically, yes, because as a CFA, he has his more focus is he has studied equity research, advisory, etc. So he can start his own research and advisory firm and all that. He can do that, but that's not honestly a license to practice. That can be done by anybody. Even an MBA finance guy can start a research and advisory firm. No? So that's not a license to practice. Lalit Pratap Singh, yes, MBA from Central MBA Finance. Yes, you can go for CFP. Absolutely. I graduated in 2020, so yes, Abhishek, even being a fresher, you can go for it. As far as the experience is concerned, I mentioned that you will need to do 1 year of internship, 1 year of articleship. So it will be an articleship, supervised articleship, supervised training under a practicing CFP. As I mentioned, all the coaches who teach you during the program, they are practicing CFP. So what we do is we map you to one of them so that you go and work for 1 year with them, kind of get the exposure. Shagun Sharma, I've answered your question. Difference between virtual learning and e-learning. Virtual is a live class like this, as I mentioned. Live class like this. A faculty coming and teaching you live. You will be given a time, that time next 2 hours on the Zoom, live faculty coming and comes and teaches you. E-learning is a pre-recorded. The same faculty sitting in a studio environment has recorded the lesson, the video is given to you. You study on your own. ACMA Guna, yeah, pleasure to know that you are a CWA. CFP can be a very easy program for you, and because you want to be a financial advisor, or you want to set up your business like that, so CFP can be a very right fit for you. Very right fit for you. In CFP, MBA will be count for experiences. I can't understand your question, Neha. If you will have to reframe the question. I could not understand your sentence completely. How to renew the certificate? So Shweta, every year you will get an alert from FPSB, a link where you just go and kind of pay the renewal fee, and you will have to earn 15 CPE points, 25 CPE points. CPE points is continuing professional education. How do you do that? So in a year long, there will be a lot of webinars, a lot of talks happening. If you attend that, you get some 5.2.8 points likewise. The similar to what is done in the CA program. You get certain points and that gets accumulated, and then you pay the fee and it gets renewed. Charges for renewal is $110 per year. Exam is only one time every month. Every month you have one exam happening. Avinash already joined IDWM. Excellent, Avinash. So then IDWM is something where you have a guaranteed placement, right? That's a different program altogether. That's especially for the budding college graduates. Okay, NISM certificates, etc. I have completed all levels, and articleship is important. Bhagesh, if you complete all levels, all 4 levels, you need to have 3 years of experience to get your CFP certificate. 3 years of experience in the BFSI domain. If you do not have 3 years of experience in the BFSI domain, then you have to undergo 1 year of supervised articleship to get the CFP certificate. Shagun Sharma, the doubt clearing sessions happen for everybody, even for e-learning, and that to multiple doubt clearing sessions. Yesterday also we had a doubt clearing session for everybody, right? And that's open to all. Which one do you suggest, e-learning or virtual classes? See, depends on you, Rakshit, but my sense is virtual is something where you have a better learning, a live interaction, a peer learning, course is explained to you, taught to you live. So it brings you better learning experience. E-learning is designed for people who come from that background. So like a gentleman earlier mentioned, Guna, he mentioned that he is a CWA. Now for him, e-learning may be the right path, because he would be a little faster. He understands the content pretty well. He comes from that background. It will be easier for him to go through, right? So then for him, e-learning will be the right thing. Sakshi Jaiswar is asking any trial class. Sakshi, unfortunately, we don't offer a trial class. What we offer is a 100% payment refund. If you join the program and first week itself, 2 classes, 3 classes, whatever you do, you feel no, I have wrongly joined, or I do not like the program, you can leave, get 100% refund, no questions asked. No, Sagun Sharma. There is no live class. Sagun Sharma, you have been coming here, hearing me for almost, I think, a year now. So you know who I am, what I do, right? And even after that, if you need a trial class, then I don't think I'm doing justice. I'm a CA and CFP, and we are doing business with MFD. Excellent. So if your son wants to come to financial planning, of course, look for these. And you already come from CA background, Anandji. Super. Articleship, what we do, Bhagesh, is we map you to one of the faculty members who are practicing CFPs, and under their guidance, they help you complete that 1 year of articleship, where you learn more about the practical world of financial planning, practical world of financial advisory. Right? You work very closely with them, designing financial plans, designing portfolios, etc., and you get a practical exposure. Is there any bar? No S bar. Yeah, Rahul ji. So Rahul has given me a private chat, Christian, you can note his name as well. Rahul comes from 8 years of experience in BFSI. So Rahul, we have people coming from 15, 20, 25 years of experience, and they all manage to spare out time. It's not very difficult. You can join for weekend, you can spare out time for weekends and can do it pretty well.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir, but we need to wrap up before 5:55 because we have another class scheduled on the same panel.
Okay. I am working in investment advisory. If I pass CFP, is MBA required? See, you are working in investment advisory. If you pass CFP, trust me, nobody will ask you even whether you have done your graduation. So CFP is a truly international program. And the way I mentioned you, the exposure that it brings, it adds to your knowledge, it adds to your credibility, and it multiplies your CV value. Right? So it won't be asked for you. Now, your second question is to make yourself SEBI RIA. SEBI RIA, you need a post-graduation in the specified fields, accounting, finance, commerce, etc., etc. For that, you can connect with us separately and we can explain you. But you are mentioning Bachelor of Engineering. A Bachelor of Engineering degree is not permitted for SEBI RIA. CA supervision as internship done 1 year will be valid. Yes, Lalit. Your CA articleship experience is also calculated for CFP experience consideration. iPhone, I am a working professional and MBA and want to enroll in e-learning but attracted to virtual one. So see, I will tell you gentlemen one thing, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, one thing, that you have the flexibility to switch between the options, switch between the modes. So today, if you join for e-learning and you feel that, no, I want to upgrade to virtual, you can do that. Today, you join the virtual and you want to degrade to e-learning, you can do that. You have the choice. Only the difference of that fee has to be paid at that time, or if the difference is towards us, we will refund you. So Kanhaiya, I think I have answered most of the questions. Still, if participants have queries, any queries, they can always call us on this number, or they can visit our website. We have our team chatting there as well. Call us on this number. We are there to help. Kanhaiya, there is one person who has raised hands. If you can allow him to unmute, Avinash.
Yes, Avinash ji, you can unmute yourself. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Rajesh ji. So my question was, I was looking into the practice into investment advisory kind of thing in India. But what I understand is one has to require the SEBI IRA license for that. So how would it be helpful by doing CFP? So by doing CFP, one cannot practice in India. So and it is difficult to get the SEBI IRA license nowadays. So how we can get into this?
Okay. So a couple of things, Avinash ji. First of all, a small correction. It's SEBI RIA. Okay, not IRA, SEBI RIA. RIA is Registered Investment Advisor. Now, SEBI brought this mandate in year 2013. Right? ये आज की कहानी नहीं है, Avinash ji. This is very old. 2013 में SEBI brought this circular that any person who is dealing in more than one product, okay, the circular says very clearly, if you are dealing in more than one product, if you are selling only mutual fund and you have AMPI registration, fair enough, you can do that. If you are selling only insurance, you have an IRDA code, you can do that. But the moment you are selling more than one product, you need to register yourself with SEBI as an RIA, registered investment advisor. Now, for becoming the SEBI registered investment advisor, there are three things that they state. The first is qualification, the second is certification, the third is experience. In terms of qualification, they say that you have to be a postgraduate, and a postgraduate in the specified subjects. Specified subjects are economics, accounts, management, finance, all that. So if you are an MSc physics, you cannot be a SEBI RIA, right? Only those specified domains, specified subjects. That's the qualification bit. Then you have certification. Certification, they say very clearly, CFA, CFP, or NISM 10A10B. That's written in the circular. These three terms are written in the circular. Okay, CFA, CFP, NISM 10A10B. Any other program for that matter is not categorically mentioned. You can debate that, okay, CWM is valid, is equivalent to NISM 10A10B, whatever. That's a point of debate, but it's not mentioned in the circular. What is mentioned is CFA, CFP, and NISM 10A10B. And then it comes to experience, where you need minimum 5 years of experience in the BFSI domain, in the financial services domain. If you have these three, you can apply. On the experience front, if you do not have 5 years, even if you have 3 years, you can apply for a provisional RIA registration. Your registration will be given to you after 2 years. Okay, so that's what the model is. Now, having said that, this was brought by SEBI in 2013. 2013 से SEBI कह रही है कि RIA बनो, but अभी तक हिंदुस्तान में 1000 ही advisor हो पाए हैं.
Right, that's correct.
Right, so it's too early. Of course, I know this market will pick up gradually. People will become RIAs. That's how it has to happen. One fine day, maybe another 10 years down the line, wahi hoga. But as far as independent practice is concerned, a CFP can do an independent practice. A CFP is like a CA. He can do an independent practice. Right? So even if RIA becomes mandatory and you do not become an RIA, still you will be able to do independent practice as a financial planner. Okay, you are allowed to do that. SEBI RIA is not stopping a CA to do independent practice and do taxation advisory, because that's what his forte is. It says very clearly, if you read that circular, it says if your license, if the work that you are doing is incidental to the license that you hold. Now, for a CA, it is incidental. The taxation advisory is incidental to his license. So then it is not mandatory for him. Right? So you can continue to act as a financial planner without getting into SEBI RIA thing. But if you want to do, of course, the roads are open for you, because CFP is one of the courses recognized as a certification required by SEBI.
Got it. Yes, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. So can I have time to sign off?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We should.
Perfect. So thank you so much, gentlemen. Bye-bye.